They said it like a conclusion, not a confession. They sacrificed her. The Joint Operations Center still smelled like burnt coffee and warm electronics, screens glowing with frozen maps that no longer mattered. Elena Ward's last known position pulsed quietly on one monitor, already treated like a closed file. To most of the room, she was gone. To Ryan Hale, she was still out there. Ryan stood with his hands locked behind his back, jaw tight, replaying the math he understood too well. Lift limits, heat density, a helicopter that could not carry 1 more pound without killing everyone inside. He knew why the pilot had pulled up when Elena slipped away beneath the rotors. Knowing did not make it easier to breathe. Sacrifice was one thing, erasure was another. 3 hours earlier, Elena lay prone on pale limestone above a Sahel village that tried very hard not to exist. Heat shimmered like a living thing. Dust hung in the air, waiting for a reason to move. She had settled into the rifle as if it were part of her skeleton. Breath slow, pulse obedient. Wind was her language. Dust, thorn bushes, the faint bend of scrub told her what numbers never could. Below, the village looked calm in the way traps often do. Her radio crackled once, then went dead. Not silence, something worse. Final. She waited, counted the wind again, adjusted by half a click, and took the shot that saved a team she would never see retreat. Then the world changed. A sandstorm rose like a wall. Gunfire answered her position. Extraction came late and wrong. When the helicopter lifted without her, Elena did not curse. She did not scream. She dragged herself into shadow and told herself one thing over and over: stay useful. Back in the operations center, protocol tried to win. Search windows closed. Fuel charts argued against hope. Ryan listened, then stepped forward anyway. He said her name. He said her rank. He said her call sign. The room shifted. Saying those things made it personal. He requested a ground recovery team into a red zone everyone wanted to forget. Body recovery. Someone muttered dot. Ryan shook his head. Personnel recovery. The village heard them before they saw them. Night carried sound farther than light. Boots moved in unison. Men and women flowing through alleys like a tide that knew where to go. Elena heard the rhythm before she saw the shapes. She raised her carbine with shaking arms, then lowered it when a familiar signal clicked through the dark. A code meant only for her. She tried to stand and failed. Hands caught her anyway. Someone pressed a canteen to her lips. Someone else laughed once, sharp and disbelieving, like laughter was the only way to keep from breaking. As they carried her out, villagers watched from doorways, whispers following like smoke. They had seen many endings. This was not the one they expected. The firefight came fast, coordinated, clean. Tools struck in unison. Shields moved. Lights flared. The team did not rush. They did not hesitate. They moved as if Elena were already home and they were simply keeping a promise on the way. When the helicopter finally lifted again, it carried weight no chart had planned for. No one complained. Weeks later, the Joint Operations Center was quieter in a different way. Coffee still burned. Screens still glowed. Elena stood near the back wall this time, cane in hand, eyes steady. No one folded their arms. No one leaned away. They said her rank. They said her call sign. They applauded once, then stopped, because some things don't need noise. Ryan met her gaze. Nothing else was necessary, because courage doesn't disappear. When it's inconvenient, it waits, and it brings people back for each other. And the map that once marked her last known position finally went dark. Not because she was lost, but because she had come home. If this story stayed with you, subscribe to Military and Veteran Stories for more true tales of courage, and share your thoughts below. These stories live because you listen.